Welcome to the online session of Power Plant Engineering. My name is Acharya. Today we will discuss about the combined steam and gas power and effect of operating variable on thermal efficiency, effect of operating variable on air rate, and effect of operating variable on the work ratio. First, we will discuss about the combined steam and gas power plant. Here, this diagram is present the open cycle gas turbine, and this diagram is represent the Rankine cycle diagram. Here, boiler, feed pump, condenser, steam turbine. Here, in gas power plant, compressor, combustion chamber, and gas turbine. Here, air enter in the compressor. In a compressor, temperature and pressure of the air is increased and transferred to the combustion chamber. In the combustion chamber, here we had the inject fuel and burning with the start, and in a burning action produce the hot gases pass through the gas turbine and produce the turbine work and transfer the another work of pressure. Then is passed through the heat exchanger. So here heat is transferred in a boiler. So here increase the temperature of SRHG unit, means the heat transfer in a boiler or steam generation unit, and here feed pump is in a feed pump water transfer in a boiler and is converted into the hot steam and passed to the steam turbine, then passed to the condenser. Here heat is removed and again the water is transferred to the boiler by the help of feed pump, and here water is converted into the steam by the help of the heat exchanger or the heat from the gas turbine exhaust gas. In a TS diagram, this diagram is present Breton cycle and this diagram is present Rankine cycle. Here it clearly show that here heat removed in the gas turbine is transferred to the heat supply in Rankine cycle. Here in a Breton cycle, isentropic compression, constant pressure heat addition, and isentropic expansion and constant pressure heat rejection. And in a Rankine cycle, constant pressure heat addition cycle, here isentropic compression and constant pressure heat rejection and isentropic compression, and here isentropic turbine work output. Here Rankine cycle so that here another part of the combined cycle gas power plant. In a air enter in the compressor. Here heat exchanger or the combustion chamber, the fuel is supplied, produce the hot gases, transfer to the turbine, produce the work and transfer to the mechanical device. And in HRSG unit here, in the Rankine cycle, water is converted into the steam this part and passed to the steam turbine and produce the electrical. The efficiency is 50% of more power. This is the basic working of the combined steam and gas power plant. Here, effect of the operating variable on thermal efficiency. Here we discuss about the gas cycle. First parameter is the compressor inlet temperature. Here, when they increase the compressor inlet temperature, the in a Britain side, the diagram move to the right hand side because the temperature is increased, and our maximum temperature is constant in a turbine. So here the cycle is small, so here work output is small, so here thermal efficiency is decreased when increase the temperature of compressor. So here when the temperature of the compressor inlet temperature increases, the thermal efficiency of the turbine is decreased. Second parameter is the turbine inlet temperature. When the turbine inlet temperature increase, the compressor work is same but the turbine work is high. So here our thermal efficiency is increased because the cycle is a right hand side, so area here decrease, but here some limitation of the temperature depend upon the blade material. So here the metallurgical condition is considered for the maximum efficiency for turbine inlet temperature. Here shown in figure, pressure ratio increase when with the temperature increase the efficiency is increased, and here pressure ratio increase the temperature is decreased when the efficiency is increased. Our third parameter is the pressure ratio. Here shown figure, when our the pressure ratio here increase, here higher pressure ratio, heat require is less and heat rejection is less, and here work output also increase. But here some limitation when the this parameter is considered. When the pressure ratio is optimum, when you increase the pressure ratio, the efficiency of the thermal is decreased because of the here heat addition and heat rejection part is increased after the some point. So here the optimum pressure ratio is required for the maximum thermal efficiency. Next parameter is the compressor and turbine efficiency. In a shown figure, with the pressure ratio increase the compressor and turbine efficiency, thermal efficiency is increased. In a naturally, your device efficiency is increased, the whole system efficiency is increased. Here compressor and turbine is two device for the running the gas turbine. Here compressor efficiency increased, so your work input required is less, and turbine efficiency increase, here our work output is increased. So here input less and output is more, so here thermal efficiency is increased according to the this phenomena. Here in shown figure second, next parameter is the intercooling, regeneration and reheating. In shown figure, when the string parameter intercooling, regeneration and reheating in a simple cycle, here we have maximum efficiency at the maximum pressure. Here is shown figure some fundamental like A is intercooling cycle, B is the regeneration reheating, D is intercooling regeneration, E is equal to intercooling reheating, F is equal to regeneration reheating, G is equal to intercooling regeneration reheating, H is equal to simple cycle. So here we also discussed the when the pressure ratio is the minimum, the efficiency is increased. So this is the our advantage is simple cycle with intercooling, regeneration and reheating. So here this parameter is important for the thermal efficiency. Second is the specific fuel consumption. Here when we have combined the cycle the with simple cycle with regeneration, reheating and regeneration. Here specific fuel consumption is very less compared to the simple cycle. So here this is the main disadvantage. Each simple cycle specific fuel is required more, and the advantage of the compound cycle means the simple cycle with intercooling, regeneration and reheating. Here our specific fuel consumption is very less compared to the simple cycle. So here thermal efficiency is increased when specific fuel consumption is less. Next is the effect of the operating variable on air rate. Here air rate is totally depend upon the gas turbine size. So when air rate is increased, the gas turbine size is increased. When the air rate is decreased, gas turbine size is compact. So here we have a required a compact gas turbine. So here we have a used the minimum air for the gas turbine. Here compressor inlet temperature, when the compressor inlet temperature is increased, our air ratio or means the air requirement is high. Because of the in the compressor temperature is inner temperature is increased, the density of the air is less. So here we have required more of the air. So here when the temperature of the compressor inlet is increased, we have required the air fuel ratio is very high. Second parameter is the turbine inlet temperature. In a turbine inlet temperature at a higher temperature, at some pressure ratio, here required the temperature increase, your air ratio is decreases. When the optimum pressure ratio, after you increase the pressure, the air ratio means the air requirement is higher at any pressure is shown figure here. 700 degrees Celsius first decrease then increase, same for the 800 degrees Celsius, first decrease then increase, for the 100 degrees Celsius first decrease then increase. So here the optimum pressure ratio is required for the minimum or optimum size of the gas turbine power plant. Next is the effect of the operating variable on rate depend upon the compressor and turbine efficiency. Here we already discussed it. Here when the our compressor and turbine is a two device or main device for the gas turbine. When our compressor efficiency is high, so we require less air. Same for the turbine efficiency. When turbine efficiency is high, the high output is getting with the small fuel. So this is the main advantage with increase the compressor and turbine efficiency. In shown figure, when the compressor and turbine efficiency is increased, the air ratio is required less. Here, when the compressor efficiency is decreased, air ratio is very high. In shown figure, when our efficiency is increases, the air ratio is decreases. And last is the intercooling regeneration and in shown figure. At the same here, some temperature with the simple cycle regeneration including intergeneration reheat cycle is here present. When the some pressure ratio is obtained, the air ratio is decreasing order. But after this pressure, the air ratio is increases. But in a intercooling reheat in regeneration is totally so that here no air ratio is increasing. The already in the shown figure this is decreasing order. So here this is the advantage. But in a simple cycle, after the some pressure ratio is increased. So designed for the simple cycle, pressure ratio is optimum is required. When we design the intercooling regeneration, here pressure ratio is minimum or maximum is not different. But when our pressure ratio is high, our air requirement less. So in a intercooling reheat regeneration, we have achieved the maximum pressure ratio with minimum air requirement. Effect of the operating variable on the work ratio. Here, effect of the operating variable on the work ratio. First, what is the work ratio? Work ratio is the ratio of the net work divided to the our turbine work. First here in already have a discuss about the in a thermal efficiency when the our temperature of compressor is increased, our work inlet is increased. Here, when the compressor work inlet increase, our net work is reduces, and turbine work is same. Here, work ratio is reduces in shown figure here. When our temperature is increased, our work ratio is decreasing. The graph is present. Second parameter is the turbine inlet temperature. When our turbine inlet temperature increases, here compressor work is same, but turbine inlet temperature, here our turbine work is more. So here net work of the our gas turbine is increases, and our compressor work is, so here net work increases, the ratio of the turbine inlet temperature for the work ratio is increasing order. Shown in figure is 600 degrees, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Here our work ratio is increasing order with some pressure ratio. Next parameter is the compressor and turbine efficiency. We have already read, so that when the compressor efficiency high, we require small work input for the compressor. When our turbine efficiency is high, we have a more output from the turbine. So here ratio for the work ratio, here for the work ratio, compressor and turbine efficiency increased, work ratio is already increased. When the intercooling, regeneration and reheating, here same parameter. When the pressure ratio is increasing, the work ratio is decreasing, but intercooling and reheat generation, we have a maximum pressure ratio. So that here we are getting the maximum work ratio in intercooling, reheat and regeneration. Gas turbine blade cooling. Efficiency of power output of a gas turbine increase with the higher turbine inlet gas temperature. Modern gas turbine vanes and blade are exposed to the gas temperature about 1500 degrees Celsius, which far exceed the melting point of the component of the material, like metal of the airfoils. The level and the variation in the temperature within the blade material causes the thermal stresses, which limit the use of the high turbine inlet temperature. Therefore, the blade and vane have to be cooled in order to the lower blade temperature. The objective of the blade cooling too is to keep the material temperature at the safe level in order to ensure the longer creep life for low oxidation rate. Cooling air around the 650 degrees Celsius is extracted from the compressor and passed through the airfoils. With the hot gases and the cooling air, the temperature of the blade can be towards the approximately 1000 degrees Celsius, which is the permissible reliable operation of the turbine. However, the extraction of air from the compressor decreases the efficiency of the turbine, since the less air available from the power generation. Here, maximum cooling with the minimum cooling, therefore needed the effective cooling. Here we have discussed the two types of cooling technique employed to bring down the temperature of the blade of the material temperature below its melting point. First is the internal cooling and second is the external. First we have discussed the internal cooling. In this method, cooling is relatively cold air from the compressor is bypassed and passed through the hollow passage, like a circular or electrical inside the turbine blade is shown figure first. In internal cooling, the heat is removed by the conduction and the convection. Relatively hotter air escapes to the main flow from the blade tips after the traversing the entire blade length in the cooling phase. In second figure, the flow of the air impinging in a particular manner is called the impingement cooling. In this case, the cooling air first admitted into the inner shell, from which is come to the narrow and long slot in a shown figure A and B. The air coming from the slot A and slot B impinging the inner surface of the leading and trailing edge respectively. The air from the slot after impinging the flow over of the inner shell and come out by the holes provided on the trailing. In external cooling, the bypass air is excited out through the small hole at the direction location of the turbine blade. This relatively cold air creates a protective blanket and protects the turbine blade from the hot gas environment. External cooling can be two types. First, film cooling, and second is the transpiration cooling. In a film cooling, in shown figure first, the relatively cold air extracted from the compressor is injected through the drill hole or precise can passage on the external blade surface. The cooling air flowing out of this small hole from a thin cooling layer over the blade surface. This relatively cold air layer protects the turbine blade against the very hot gases at outside of the blades. Our second type is the transpiration cooling. In the transpiration cooling as shown figure second, the relatively cold air extracted from the compressor is allowed to refuse the pores and the porous blade materials. This provides the blanket of the cold air which insulates the turbine blade against the very hot gases outside the blade. The diffusion of the cold air provides the uniform cooling of the blade. Thank you.